We've been married 36 years.
I left 4 days after we got married for boot camp.
Army.
Beautiful sunny day. The windows were open.
I woke him up and I said, "It's time." And he said, "Time for what?" I said, "Well, for this."
He was a great son.
He was a good kid. He was goofy and silly and funny. Nobody could make me laugh like Alec could make me laugh.
Quite a jokester. But that was his number one priority, is to help people. You see a homeless guy, buy him a bag of food, he would show you he cared. And so a lot of people loved him for that, and so did I.
Very tender.
He said, "Dad, if I didn't have a gun and he didn't have a gun, I'll bet you I could make friends with him." As kind as he was in love, he was also that fierce on the battlefield, according to his Marines and to the people we've talked to that saw him on the battlefield. So you can have both. You can be kind-hearted and tender and be a fierce warrior at the same time. He was a crack shot, and I don't say that lightly.
Good shot.
I've seen a lot of really good marksmen. I could not shoot anywhere near as good as him. He could throw a spear or something and, bullseye every time. It was amazing. So Alec wrote a letter, and I still have it. I think it was a class project.
A class project.
What do you want to be when you grow up or whatever? And he said, "I want to be an Army guy."
Army guy. My grandfather and my uncle were both in the Navy. My father was Korean War Army. My brother did 22 years in the Air Force. My other brother was in the Army. When Alec first came to us and said that he wanted to join the Marine Corps, I personally was very, very proud of him. I think both of us were very proud of him.
I don't think there was any one thing in his life he loved more than being a Marine. So when he got handed that EGA, that's their symbol of the Marine Corps. It means you're officially a United States Marine. You've earned the title. He handed it to me with pride in his heart. That is the most prized possession I have.
I got a text from him, and all it said was, "Saturday, Mom." And I went, "Oh." And sure enough, they were supposed to be leaving on Saturday.
I said my goodbyes on the porch, and we had a talk about getting right with God and, doing the right thing and protecting your brothers. I knew there was a fairly good chance I wasn't going to see him again. When he got deployed, we started hearing some pretty bad things.
I can't for a minute imagine something happening to him, because I won't be okay.
We got some news back in where they were just getting hammered. From October on to the middle of January is a pretty rough time for us, because every 2 or 3 days, one or two of them pay the ultimate sacrifice, or sometimes 4 a day.
Yeah, it was about a week from when we lost the first one to when Alec and there were 2 other Marines that were killed the same day. That was a rough day. I was folding laundry. I can see the shirt that I was folding. And I heard a car door close. I heard another car door close. Looked out the front, and I saw 3 Marines walking past the window. And I freaked out. I completely freaked out. I lost my mind. I ran like an idiot, back and forth from the front door to the bedroom, just back and forth, back and forth. And I opened the door, and they said, "Are you Gretchen Catherwood?" And I said, "Yes." I just fell.
I heard the scream, and the rest is history.
So we had to call our daughter. Worst phone call I've ever made. Second one was to my parents, 45 minutes maybe. There were 100+ kids at our house.
The day that we buried him, we were sitting down and the casket was being lowered into the ground, and we started seeing faces of people. That still sticks with me. Those faces.
Yep. You're burying your child, which no parent should ever have to do. But you're surrounded by some of the most incredible people. The men that he served with were, everything to him. I literally remember saying, "I can't breathe, I can't breathe, I can't breathe." And I grabbed the flag and I left. So the flag on the way down to Tennessee, rode on the passenger seat, strapped in with the seatbelt, exactly where I needed it to be.
We met them at Alec's wake.
Mike and Kim Bowman are the parents of Specialist Timothy Bowman, who was with the Illinois National Guard. Incredible, incredible people.
Specialist Tim Bowman returning home from Iraq and having some pretty serious PTSD issues. He took his own life on Thanksgiving Day.
Tim is our target audience. Tim is who we are reaching out to. Tim took his life as a result of war, killed because of action rather than killed in action. To have your child come home from war only to lose their life after because of what they experienced there, not
acceptable.
Said, okay, a good 8 or 10 months, I laid awake nights trying to think, what can we do?
You can't possibly help them all.
I can help one. That's our mission. I came home and said to Kirk, we need to do this. And he said, okay. And he jumped in with both feet and has designed, most of the facility and a lot of the buildings. When I dreamed up Darkhorse Lodge, Kirk had some really incredibly good ideas. The best idea was to name this building Bowman Hall. The Darkhorse Lodge came about because the 3-5 Marines are the Darkhorse unit. They're the 3-5 Darkhorse. Darkhorse Lodge, it's just a place where combat veterans from all branches of the service, all wars and conflicts, men and women of all different ages, can come together and be able to just communicate with other people who get it. We wanted to give them a place where they could come and just take a breath. They don't want their children to hear stories about war, but they might want to express things like that. So it's just a place for them to come together and just relax.
I have some friends that are Vietnam veterans that have been struggling for years. So the struggle goes on. It's what you do with it. If you internalize it, it keeps gnawing at you and eating at you. The national statistic says there's 22 to 23 a day that take their own lives. We want to try and knock those numbers down if at all possible.
We want our veterans who come here to know that there are millions of people out there who care about them and their service. America cares.
I think Darkhorse Lodge offers camaraderie, friendship, certainly love. I think it also offers them the opportunity to realize how important they are.
And laughter. Darkhorse Lodge offers laughter. Darkhorse Lodge is a Tuesday through Saturday retreat. We take them fishing on Kentucky Lake. We have outdoor activities. We have a bonfire. Kirk built a nice horseshoe area. We have several porthole sets. Place outside on the deck where people just put their feet up. We're working on new things every day. If you're a combat veteran, come to Darkhorse Lodge and let us spoil you. Let us cook some good food for you. Let us take you out on a boat and just relax. Just hang out with people who get it. There are no agendas here. It's your experience, what you want to do, what you want to get out of it, you will get out of it. To be able to see somebody talk about an experience that they had that, oh my gosh, I had that same experience. I lived that same thing. I too watched my friend die. I too was leaving my house at a time when my wife was pregnant.
They share in triumphs too. It's not just all tragedy. It's just a place they can relax and talk or not talk.
Or not talk.
I found it healing for myself, being around other veterans.
If one veteran comes to Darkhorse Lodge thinking that they could very well take their life next week, and they leave Darkhorse Lodge having changed their mind,
it's all been worth it.
We're a success. We are literally a mom and pop shop here, and we need help. We cannot do this by ourselves. We have not done what we've done by ourselves. If you are thinking about supporting, please do.
We have several programs you can donate to. You can honor them with a memorial brick. You can honor them with a basic donation. But you're telling them that what they did mattered, and they matter.
The future of Darkhorse Lodge is to be full and to see it grow. I would like to see at least one Darkhorse Lodge in every state in the country. If our son had come home from Afghanistan, this is something I wish somebody would have done for him. And since we can no longer be there for our son, we can no longer help our son, we can no longer support our son, we can certainly be here to support the sons and daughters of other mothers and fathers. And that's our goal, is to be here for the sons and daughters who did come home in memory of those who didn't.